Hey guys, it's Maniship, and we're talking about Gotham again. It is the third season, episode 5, entitled Mad City, Anything for You. So this storyline basically revolves around Penguin, and he's officially been mayor now, and it's sort of going through his first, few weeks of office, maybe even first week. So first off, we see him. He's doing good in the community. He's feeding the homeless. He's donating school buses to children and stuff like that. And he's got Enigma right by his side, helping him out, giving him advice, whispering in his ear and telling him things. And they seem to be hitting out pretty well. And Butch seems to be sort of in the middle of them two, trying to figure out his place. And, he's having discussions with Enigma. They're growing closer together. He wants to know, he's talking to his mom. Penguin's talking to his mom about if she would think he was a good boy and everything. Enigma says, yeah, she would be proud of you and everything like that. But yeah, so they dedicate a statue to his mom. And during the ceremony, 4 guys in red hoods come in and shoot the statue and cause a mess. And Penguin vows to kill them all. I believe this is just meant to be a ripoff. I don't think they're meant to be an actual Red Hood gang, because in the comics, the Red Hood gang actually just has one person have the Red Hood, and that's sort of like the fall guy. A lot of times, sort of like the new guy in the group, and you can look into that more about the comic version of it if you want. And it's a really good story. Joker's involved, so good times. But yeah, and so Penguin's obviously going to try and get these guys, and what's cool, he calls the meeting, and we finally get to see Zsasz again after so long. I don't know, I don't even think he was in last season, possibly. But he's whenever he shows up,
whenever Zsasz shows up, it's such a calming feeling for me, and I don't know why, but whenever Zsasz is on screen, I just like, okay, everything's going to be okay. And I don't know why I think it's because he's such a great character, but whenever he's on screen, I'm like, okay, everything's going to be okay now. Nothing can go wrong. If Zsasz is there, you're protected. No one's going to get you. No one can hurt you if Zsasz is there. So that's actually a funny feeling I have about such a sociopath like Zsasz. But I'm really happy he's back, because he always brings a level of fun to the seriousness. His facial expressions are always on point. It's great. So I'm really happy Zsasz is back. And so, but for this Red Hood gang, Penguin actually sends Enigma to the GCPD where he used to work, and to find out more information. And obviously they are not too happy. Barnes threatens them. Lee actually smacks him when she has an encounter with him for what he did to Kristen, Miss Kringle. And he has an encounter with Lucius, who has now taken over, I guess, Enigma's job, and he gives him a little more information, but saying, hey, don't ever threaten me or Bruce again, which I thought was a nice little scene. But yeah, so Enigma's at the GCTV, and they're trying to figure out more, but also we're also seeing more from Barnes, who last episode got infected with Alice's blood. So he's trying to figure that out. He's nervous about that, and he talks to Lee about it. And Lee tells him how the blood makes people infected abnormally strong, but there's also a good chance he could go crazy, as one of the mice did, or one of the rats did, in an experiment they did with it. But for some reason Barnes isn't telling anyone about this, which I think is a pretty stupid thing to do, but that's his prerogative. He's still on the crutches, by the way, and he's limping around. So I don't know why he wouldn't tell anyone, but it seems like he just wants to. He's worried about losing his job or something like that, maybe. But yeah, so that's him. So yeah, and what we also have is Tabitha and Barbara go around after Penguin's meeting with his other bosses, which includes Barbara, I guess. I guess she's one of the one of his confidants, because her club is part of his domain now, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. They haven't really explored that yet, but we'll find out more, I guess, maybe in future episodes. But yeah, so Tabitha and Barbara kidnap a guy and find the location of the gang, and they get there, and we find out the leader of the gang is actually Butch, who isn't really using them to hurt Penguin. He is just simply using them to get his place back as number 2 besides Penguin, because Nigma has sort of pushed him out. So this whole thing is a big elaborate plan by Butch to sort of get Penguin to look at him like as clever as he is, and he's a valuable asset, instead of just being treated like nothing, which he feels he has been. So they decide if they're going to turn him over to Penguin or not. Barbara leaves it up to Tabitha, and Butch says, "Just let me go through with it, and I'll keep you protected." And because she's worried Penguin might come after her, so she agrees to let him follow through on his plan. But Nigma figures out where the gang is, and Penguin and Nigma head over there, and Butch has no choice but to just shoot them all right there and look like a hero, which it actually works out. And it convinces Penguin. Everyone thinks he's a hero. The city thinks he's a hero. Everyone except Nigma still has his doubts, so he keeps like sort of digging. And so yeah, we find out a little bit more about where Butch stands in the underground now. He used to be top dog, and now he's basically nothing that could obviously mess with someone's self-esteem. So he's trying to get his place and he's trying to get a place back higher up in the levels. So we'll see what happens. And then we also have Valerie, and she's still trying to press about Tetch and Alice's blood with Jim, and they're having this whole relationship. Are you the reporter or are you the girlfriend or whatever? So they're trying to figure out that dynamic. Yeah, we don't really need to talk more much, because the less I talk about Valerie, the happier I am. But yeah, so Bruce ended up coming by, and he wants to hire Jim to find Ivy for Selena. And Selena doesn't know he's doing this, but he wants to do it for her, I guess, as an apology for not helping her when she needed it. And then the Bruce 2 came through and making him look pretty bad. So Jim agrees, says, "Hey, it's pretty sure, Bruce."